Okay. I was thinking the other day, our little one is growing up, and eventually people will ask her, "Where are you from?" And she will, of course, say, "I am from here." And they will keep on asking, "Where are you really from?" I really want her to know where is she really from and feel proud about that.
Do you think just about Colombia or Poland or here, England?
All free.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's talk about language. What are the things do you think it has been working so far? I know that she's still really little, she's 16 months old and she doesn't understand much or she cannot say much. But what do you think it's working so far?
Well, I remember reading about this, and talking to a child in your own native tongue helps a lot. And I have seen you doing this with her with Spanish. I think I have chosen to speak English to her, not Polish, because I didn't want to mix another language. And end of the day, we live in England. I will have time to teach her Polish one day. So yeah, interacting with her so that her ear can get familiar with different sounds and her mind can process them easily. And maybe one day if she starts talking, she will be also be able to pronounce some of the weird sounds in our languages.
Yeah, I found Yodel quite helpful, especially when they have cards that are in Spanish. Although they should have more in Polish though. But we play Yodel every single day, and they have cards that are rhymes and songs in Spanish, and those are rhymes that I grew up with. And even my mom grew up with some of those rhymes, which is amazing.
Hey, I'm learning some of those songs.
Yes. Yeah, and it is really good. And one thing that we can do with language, and that will be connected with family, with Yoda, you can create your own cards that your family that are in another country or really far away, they can create their own stories for your children. Yeah.
And then we also have books in
Yeah.
each other's languages. We have some books in Polish, in English, and in Spanish. I don't think she can read at this point, but she loves the pictures.
She loves the picture. She tries to talk while she's reading, while she's looking at the picture, which is amazing. And she also understands when I speak to her in Spanish, which is really good. And also English as well. So yeah, diving into the language. One thing that I read was that when we are in gatherings, social gatherings, I usually tend to swap to English, and people actually recommend to don't swap to English with your kids because they will think that the language that you're trying to teach is optional, and they will then think that, oh, I don't have to speak Spanish because it's not important when we are with other people and so on. So it is better to stick with the language. And even if we think, oh, it is rude that we speak between each other in Spanish, but you can always translate to your friends what you're talking about with your kids.
So what should we do when you speak Spanish to her, but I'm in the room and to me you speak in English?
Well, that's different because I will not speak Spanish to you. You will not understand. You can understand some, but there are some things that I speak to you in Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And won't she see it as optional either? As well?
It is because this is the part I use to communicate with you in English. I cannot communicate with you in any other language.
Polish?
One part and one language. Yeah. What are the things about like food and tradition that you would like her to?
I was thinking about this today. Funny that you mentioned. I was thinking about what is Sunday like in Poland.
Okay.
And the first thought that came to my mind was the smell of the chicken broth called Rosol. It's such a Sunday dish in Poland. The whole house is smelling of this food. And then having this pork loin that is buttered and fried, and mashed potatoes and cucumber with cream, fresh cucumber with cream, and the taste of it all and the smell of it all spreading through house, something like that.
Yeah, I can picture that. I want that now. I think my mom introduced her to arepa, and I love that she loves it. I need to do more arepa, and I think it requires more consistency in our part.
Well, it requires more consistency on your part. Excuse me, my part is bread. Polish thing is bread. Colombian thing
so
is
easy.
arepa. Well, you decided to move 6,000 miles away, so.
Remember what you said? Well, the Sundays, our preparation, you need to do it.
Let's negotiate on this later.
What traditions do you think that we can give to her that comes from our own countries?
So let's leave traditions like once a year Christmas or something like this aside. I think I really like Polish hospitality. In Poland we may be sometimes a bit cold with our facial expressions, and to strangers maybe we are not always the most loving. But once we become friends, you can just come, knock on a door, come in. We're always gonna have food for you. We're always gonna have Colombian chancletas, flip-flops ready for you. And this kind of hospitality where you always come and there is always some food and there is always this welcome, and you are just by the nature of you being inside my home, you are a member of my family. I think I would love this too for Elena to have.
Yeah. And something that I would like for her to get from the Polish culture would be the resilience. How Polish people are so resilient when things strikes them really hard. So I want her to get that resilience, but at the same time, I want her to get the optimism that Colombian people have, like the lightness, the happiness that they carry, the ability to take everything with open heart and really, it is what it is. What can we do? This sort of view of life.
Excuse me, we Polish people have it too. It is what it is. There is nothing we can do.
But in Colombia, it's let's party. Wherever I think we already talk about identity, and this is it intertwines together, like what we want her to get from our own culture and the identity that we carry over. What are the bad things that you don't want her to get?
What are the bad things I don't want her to get? I'm not sure. I think that there's only some level to which we can decide what parts of character will grow in her.
Yeah.
It will depend on how we're gonna raise her, but also, we can try our best, and there's so many other things that will happen in our lives, and she may react in different ways. What I definitely will be doing with her, I will be teaching her about the history of Poland and the history of Colombia. I will be encouraging her to read Colombian books and Polish literature as well, because I do believe that those were the things. In case of Poland and me, Polish history and Polish literature has shaped who I am in big part. And I do love Poland, I do love my country, and learning about Colombia, I have learned to love Colombia even though I was there combined maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months in my whole life. But learning about this and becoming closer to the people that I know from Colombia has made me love that country too.
Yeah.
But equally, here in England, we have built our lives in here. And I'm learning about history of England, and I'm becoming more and more fascinated by this. We may see Poland as a resilient country, but Colombians were so resilient over the last half a century. England was so resilient as well, and Wales and Scotland. There's so many nations in here that were so resilient. It's just slightly different way.
Yeah. What I don't want her to get from Colombia, it is the lack of perception of time.
Oh yes, I would love this one to be Polish. I would love this one to be Polish. You're on time, you're late. Be 10 minutes ahead. That would be so good.
Yeah, and like doing things faster. I think we were so relaxed.
I didn't notice
But
that.
in here I've changed quite a lot.
You did?
To do things faster. Oi. Okay, the hard part, the distance. The distance that our daughter has with the other relatives.
Hmm.
This is just into my meow meow. Things to make it better. I think doing video calls, it's the most important thing that you can do. I will not say, oh, travel as much as you can. Yeah, travel to your country as much as you can, but it is difficult depending of people, resources, and so on.
Yeah, you no longer have holidays. Your holidays is
Within
being family. But I love it.
Maybe I love it because you can just chill. Right? I need to do things in Colombian to translate and everything.
You don't need. Excuse me. I speak Spanish enough.
Yeah.
It's broken, but
Yeah, do video calls. When I mentioned Yoto, your family can also do the stories and read the stories to her, and just send the recording, and you can put it into the make your own card. Maybe I can do a video about it later or another time. But for your kid to grow up listening to those family members, having more photos around of our family, that's also helpful. But it is hard. It is hard, the distance, and everything that you can do can help, but we cannot deny how hurtful it is. But,
you know,
yeah.
on this one, I have made some observation recently. You know, your mom was with us for some time, and I observed that. Well, I didn't observe. It was my conscious decision to kind of withdraw a little bit. I didn't withdraw as dad, but I was spending less time with our daughter than I am spending now. And so I was I was spending this much time with her. Now I'm spending this much time. And this difference that's made between what was and what is, like this week, she has fallen asleep in my arms. Yesterday, she has laid on my chest. She put her head on my chest. And when you tried to take her, she didn't want it. So my conscious decision to, when your mom was with us here, to kind of retreat, I know that Elena was building her relationship with her grandma. And it made me think how, to some level, it was sacrifice from me, because I really enjoy this part of Elena really longing to be with me. And it kind of hurts a little bit to think that the next time I'm gonna have to withdraw a little bit more again to share our daughter with more members of the family. But it's so worth it for her to have this relationship with other members of our family, other blood relatives.
Yes, it is not very often that she will have that love coming from more family. Yeah. I hope it has been a little bit helpful to if you're raising children far away from home, and you're trying to navigate how to keep your culture alive. So those are the things that had to work for us. But yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you like this video, comment, subscribe, and let us know what other things you would add to this small list, or what other things we can try. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.